fellow procrastinators, Patrick back again with my vlog series on writing my first novel, where I may or may not be wearing pants, but y'all will never know. So today I wanted to talk about the trope of the five-man band. I borrowed some notes from a couple different places, but I mostly borrowed notes from the video on Overly Sarcastic Productions. I'll link to them down below. It's a great video and it's actually full of references and examples that are really prime for this trope. To break down the five-man band, you have the leader, the lancer, the heart, the tank, and the brain. Now, because this is a trope, it is not necessarily a one-to-one comparison. They are very flexible and they don't necessarily fill a specific role, but they do have different... I lost my train of thought. It is more of a tool than it is a plug a hole for a specific character. Breaking down these roles for the five-man band, the leader is basically the leader. He is the central focus of the team. The lancer is meant to be a foil for the leader, but it doesn't necessarily mean he has to be the exact opposite. The lancer is just meant to contrast the leader in his competencies and his ability. And then the heart is the glue of the team. It's meant to keep the team together and focused on their goal. Now the tank is obviously going to be the big character, the character who does all the heavy hitting, and the brain is the smart guy. A really good example I can give of the five-man band would be the Avengers, where the leader is Iron Man, the lancer is Captain America, the heart is kind of split between Black Widow and Hawkeye. The tank would obviously be Thor, and the brain would be the Hulk. Now, these tropes obviously don't fit exactly because the Hulk is also Dr. Banner, and Banner is the scientist who's really, really smart. It doesn't necessarily mean that these characters are fitting into one specific thing and they can't be cross-functional in their roles. So it's very important that we remember these tropes are meant to be a tool and not pegging holes for specific things. Now, what does this mean for my novel? Now, I was thinking about it while I was creating my characters and their team, but they don't necessarily fit specifically, which is the purpose of this trope. Now, my understanding of the five-man band really helped me structure the character dynamics that I have in my story. It is very important for my characters to have these specific dynamics, but not the one specific to what is described in the video. My five-man band is actually a little flexible, but a little rigid. Peter is kind of a lancer, but he's also a leader in some sense. He is the main focus of the story, but he's also meant to be a foil to two characters, as well as show some character dynamics amongst these different individuals. Elida is a leader in some ways, but she is very specific foil to Peter, and she is meant to be more of a lancer than a leader. Now Flint, I have him in two roles. He is both heart and tank. I really like Flint. I want to talk about him more, but I have to get more of him written down before I actually talk about him a little more. Then I have Matt, who is I guess you could say he's the brain. He really is. And then the last part of my five-man band that I really have down is Anna. She is a kind of the heart, but also a little bit of a ranger. She's the sixth person in the five-man band. She doesn't really fit that much into heart, but she is a very important glue aspect of holding this team together. So now that y'all know 5 characters that I've come up with for this novel, it's kind of exciting to know that I've come this far in such a short amount of time. It's actually a little hard to believe I've done this much for a novel that I just kind of started working on. I've I've had other stories where I've been working on them for years and they've adapted and changed over time. But this is a story that I've started literally this year. It's something unique and that I've never worked on before. There was nothing that I've had down before the beginning of this year that I've started on this novel. It is just amazing that I've come this far to show this is what I have. It's not a lot, but it's more than what I initially thought it was going to be. My procrastination has gotten me a little bit into trouble lately. I don't have an official word count for the month of July. It looks like I may have undershot the goal. I think it may be actually 25,000 words. But the important part is that I keep on writing. It is hard to continue writing with a full-time job and then doing my vlogs. I am thinking about taking some vacation time at work to spend an entire week on just writing. That may come later rather than sooner, but my job comes first and writing and vlogging comes second. Before I end my video, I want to ask y'all, what is your favorite 5-man band? My personal favorite is Voltron. It's really, really good the way they make these characters and their complexities with their interactions. It's just so rich and invigorating to know that these 5 characters, even though they act individually, they fit these character tropes, but they also have agency of their own in a way that is very unique and not so rigid as the trope actually is. So guys, remember to like and subscribe. Remember, I have new videos every Friday or later depending on what I decide to do. You know, procrastination, Also, I have been thinking about branching out of my vlogs and start doing some reviews and literary analysis of comic books and other media. I'm really interested in doing some more comic book related stuff. That is my forte. That is my favorite thing to do, as well as a little bit of anime. That's more so what I think about doing later on than right now, but it is something in the back of my mind. I want to know your thoughts on it. Should I or should I not? It'll end up boiling down to whether I want to, but I would like to know what y'all think and maybe see a little bit more down the road as I grow as a video maker and content creator, but we shall see. So with all that said, I'll see y'all guys next time. I'll get around to it.